spread out the activities in a month-long celebration.
And we're looking for festival, month-long celebration.
That's correct. And like yung iba, no, a week celebration na. So sa atin, we have created a week or a month long para ma-spread out yung ating mga crowd-drawing activities. We also have ang question mo natin para kay Chairman for Life, Congressman Dumogan. Sir, 30th year, what's special about the 30th edition of the Baguio Flower Festival? Yung 30th celebration natin ngayon, ano pong special? What changes have you done? And what can we look forward to in this 30th celebrations?
Well, on this 30th Panagana Festival, there are innovations that our hardworking committees had introduced. Yung presentation ng culture, even yung sa street dancing parade, and yung crisis of the growth of parade. A lot of people have been already involved. And if you look at the line-up activities for 2026 30th Panagana Festival, you will notice some of the innovations that have been introduced by, of course, the Baguio Flower Festival Foundation through its hardworking different committees.
Pamayanan, yes.
Kasi si Congressman Dumogan started part of the journey from the very beginning up to the 30th celebration.
In the span of 30 years, no, dyan lagi si Congressman Dumogan looking over, yung watching over the Baguio Flower Festival. So nakita niya nung humble beginnings niya. Sa speech ka ni Congressman Ginita, discuss yung humble beginnings of the Baguio Flower Festival to what it is now in this 30th celebration. Yes, you wanted to ask something, sir?
Yes, it's really to unite itself that remembering those who were with us. A lot of them had gone already the other side of life. But fortunately, Panagana Puna, which was conceptualized in 1995, this is still with us. It has even grown to this magnitude that we did not expect when we founded it 31 years ago. It had been worth remembering a lot of the stages that we have undergone, especially in the in funding Panagana to sustain it when PCDA stopped its contribution. It really gave us a very hard time, but fortunately, again, as we said in our message, with the teamwork and cooperation of everybody, we are able to address that increase our capacity, and it has grown as we have been today. So, words are not sufficient to really thank those who have been with us, but more so the Flower Festival for many years up to this time. When we were coordinating with the different government departments, even the private sectors, well, what has been the factor that made this festival still existing today is, again, the willingness and the dedication of all of us involved to really say that this is our festival, not only your festival, it's ours. Even the kids, the different elementary schools. I can remember one parade which had been done in the afternoon when we were rained out, and I canceled participation of the young kids who were in their native costumes. But you know, the young man said, why are you stopping us? Allow us to show what we have been practicing. That shows how even our own children have adopted this as their own. They are really proud na ito ang ating festival.
Thank you very much, Congressman. Totoo yun, mamaya rin maalala natin. There are a lot of media here who are part of those who first covered yung panagmula natin years back when it started. They'll agree. Yung parada nun, Helen, hapon eh. You remember that? Alam mo na nag-start? Kasi naabot tayo ng gabi dun sa may Kevin Jones. Di ba? Tapos umulan. So anyway, years back now, it's 30th year, arahin mo nangyayari dito sa Baguio Power Festival. We have with us, of course, the chairman of the EXICOM. We have Sir Acton Daniel. Sir, magandang umaga po. Ano po ang improvements na ginawa natin this year? Meron po bang pagbabago sa mga premyo natin sa ating mga participants? Please tell us all about it.
Yes, for the competition of the Flower Festival Float competition, the Board of Trustees have approved the increase of the prize of the float large competition from 600,000 plus to 1 million. So we're going to have to sustain that, not just for the 30th, but continuously. Kasi nasimulan na sa 1M. So it's our obligation to make sure that we're able to sustain that level of pricing for our float and other
Siguro
categories.
para malinaw, sir, no? Last year, 600,000 pesos.
That's correct.
Ang first prize natin sa large float category.
That's correct.
Starting this year, on its 30th, at sa mga susunod pang panagpunan, 1 million pesos na po ang premyo ng large float category.
Yes, the idea is to do the 1 million for the 30th year. But of course, since we started it, I would like to think that we have to sustain that in the years to come, if not higher, if we can. So it's our obligation to make sure that we're able to increase or improve the prices for those that are competing and make it worthwhile. Because we all know naman that the prices we've had for past years is lower compared to the amount that the participants spend on the float competition. Second, everyone has noticed that whenever we have the street dance competition at the Melvin Jones, we just have the surface of the Melvin Jones as part of the location for the venue for the street dance competition. So we have tasked our secretariat to procure the necessary artificial turf. We have measured that area where the children can perform, and at least it's not going to be too dusty or muddy for them, and they'll be able to perform better in terms of the presentation, field presentation or field demo at the Melvin Jones. So we're just going to request, of course, our problem there is storage. So we're going to work closely with Mr. Alec Romano of Sigilo to assist us in the storage of that artificial turf. And we'll keep it right.
Okay. So, na-measure na po natin yung exact sukat. No?
Yes, we have. And I think we're going to spend a couple of million there to improve the surface where the street dance performers will perform. Then, of course, we have to thank the Panagpena Cultural and Creative Council, headed by Mr. Chai Ramos and Jackie. Jackie Coach is here. I saw her watching there in the back, of course. So we have them here. And Pampanga Bulog. So yun po yung ating some of the members of the Panagpena Cultural and Creative Council. They have come up with new ideas in terms of choreography, music, and this will be incorporated during the street dance and the float competition and field demo. What we look forward to is the highlight of our program after the float parade. There'll be a sort of a unity dance, which will include everyone, including the audience, will be providing props, music, all the other tools that we can, so that we can get everyone to perform immediately after the float parade at Melvin Jones. So it's not just our guests, our dignitaries, the organizers, the residents, but all of the audiences surrounding the Melvin Jones will be providing them with the props so that they can join us in the dance. It's going to be a big one. So that's something to look forward to. And before I forget, may I just mention Ma'am Helen and Andrew. We're launching the Farm Festival today, and of course we have unveiled the calendar of activities. And this was posted, thank you to the Baguio City Information Office. This is the official calendar of activities of the Farm Festival 2026. So yung pong mga kumakalat sa social media na nagpapanggap na yun ang calendar of activities ng mga 2026, fake news po yun. Meron pa yung mga naguhula ng yung schedule. Ito po yung schedule na nirelease po natin. Hindi po yung before the launching kung ano-anong schedule yung lumalabas sa social media. Okay. Puro mga haka-haka lang po. Haka-haka lang. So ito po, we have distributed that. Thank you. Yes. Okay.
We're ready for the grand kick-off parade on Feb 1.
Yes, ma'am. Feb 1 on a Sunday will be ready, and we have included it's a the community, the civic society, everyone is invited to join that parade. But please coordinate your participation with the secretariat. Hindi po yung basta magpapakita na lang kayo doon. Kasi meron po tayo tinatawag na order of parade. So that our marshals, our coordinators will not have a difficult time as to where you will be placed. Okay, so yun po ang kailangan natin. You're invited, all organizations, of course, the barangays, the different barangays will be represented, they'll be there. But other organizations that wish to be a part of the opening parade, you're all welcome, but please coordinate that with our secretary at the Flower Festival office in front of the children's play. Just a reminder, please don't bring firearms. That's all. Thank you.
Alam mo, meron, no? May mga pagbabago din. I think that undergo ng training ng mga teachers natin and choreographers on choreography. Bunch, that's accurate. They underwent training ng mga teachers natin and choreographers. And this is as far as the Cordillera movements are concerned. Am I correct?
Everything.
Yeah, so contemporary, modern, and folk dance training. So anyway, thank you very much, Sir Anthony. We also have with us Director Joey Ganolan of the Department of Tourism. Ma'am Joey, yung tourist arrivals po natin nito Christmas, kung susuriin po natin, kumusta po yun? How, do we have figures on how much people arrive?
Thank you, Andrew. You might have probably already seen the release on tourist arrivals. What we have is actually an estimate, and we're one of the most visited tourist destination in the country, next to Boracay. No? We're always really main destination during the Christmas season. Kaya baka pwede na rin tawagin Christmas capital in the country. No? We have noted actually through our estimation, based on our estimation, we have noted about more than 5% increase as compared to last year. Last year's Christmas holiday, no? And I think this is because of the long weekend, no? And yung long holiday talaga, But we are hoping that in the next holiday season, we can be able to increase the length of stay, because yung length of stay pa rin in the city of Baguio has remained to be average of 2 months, no? So, we are still waiting for the statistics coming from the local government unit, actually, no? So that we can finalize the whole 2025, so we can compare it with that of the 2024, no? And we are actually requesting and we are appealing to our data sources. Kasi ang data source ng statistics natin ay yung mga accommodation establishments natin, no? So, I hope that you can be able to share the information to the local government unit, no? Because the local government units naman, they submit to the Department of Tourism so that we can come up with a regional report, no? But as always, in 2024 natin kasi, we were able to register about 17% increase, no? So hopefully, when we have all the reports coming from the data sources and from the local government units, we can have a higher growth rate, no? So, ang nakikita natin ngayon is this year, which is actually good news for the Cordillera, tumaas ang ating foreign arrivals, no? Of course, ang domestic tourism natin is about 96% of the overall tourist arrivals, no? But yung nakita natin na trend, tumataas ang ating foreign arrivals, which is actually a great news, no? Despite the decrease in arrivals international, pero it looks like we are very competitive when it comes to really enticing the foreign tourists to come, no? Of course, not just the city of Baguio, but for all of the, pumupunta talaga sila sa mga ibang provinces in the Cordillera, and nakikita natin yung Apayao and Kalinga really going high, no? So, which is good because we are trying to also disperse the arrivals, no? Because the whole Cordillera is a beautiful region, and one way to really to lengthen the arrival, the stay is to let them come to Baguio and then also spend time in Benguet and the Mountain Province and all of the other provinces in the Cordillera, no? So, aside from that, because we're not just monitoring the arrivals as well, we are also have extended training programs to all our tourism industry players, no? And I'm happy to announce that we were able to at least train about 5,000 tourism workers in the city of Baguio. No? At karamihan dito, yung mga accommodation establishments. And yung objective naman ng mga training programs na ito is to ensure that we are ready to receive the visitors and really extend yung expectation, which is quality service or excellent services, no? And I'd like to congratulate yung Baguio City Police Office natin because in the entire country, sila yung nag-avail ng Filipino Brand of Service Excellence natin. Sila po yung pinakamadami. We were able to train about 645 uniformed personnel from the Baguio City Police Office under the Filipino Brand of Service Excellence. Kaya yung aming mga kapulisan, during yung mga ganitong peak season, kung nakikita nyo, they are assisting, and hopefully maramdaman ninyo yung kanilang excellent service and greeting our visitors and even our community, yung ating Filipino Brand of Service greeting, which is yung mabuhay, no? So, sana lahat i-adapt. And of course, lahat din ng ating mga industry tourism workers, no? So, yun naman ang ating support sa buong industriya, no? Giving training to our tourism workers, yung mga tour guides, yung mga nagtatrabaho sa restaurants, nagtatrabaho sa hotels, no? And even actually the academy, madami tayo na train, I think over 2,000 students were also trained under the Department of Tourism's Filipino Brand of Service Excellence. And other training programs like homestay, because may mga nag-request din sa ating mga homestay, no? And yung travel tours, and others. Even museums and galleries are also included in our training programs, no? So that's from our end. Thank you, Amin.
Thank you, Director Joey. Quick question kay Mayor and probably Ma'am Joey. Patuloy po na experience yung ating mga turista na scam, Mayor, no? yung mga nang-i-scam daw po na mga accommodation establishments or yung mga nagpapanggap na meron silang accommodation establishment, tapos pagdating dito nakapagbayad na sila, non-existent pala yung kanilang establishment. So, pakailang ulit na po na may mga lumalapit, lalo na sa mga media, kinikwento yung kanilang very sad experience. What is the local government doing about this? And then the Department of Tourism to educate our tourists, and at the same time, yung pong mga, is there a task force that's going after these people?
Thank you. Good question. Andrew. Unang-una, repeatedly, we came up with post press releases about scam. Binanggit natin na there are many ways of verifying and validating a reservation. And we gave them the website, several websites, na pwede nila i-validate. We're working closely with the Police and Council, also with the Philippine National Police, to make sure na these are well disseminated. Another is, kung iniisip ng mga na-scam, mga biktima, na marirecover kanila yung pera nila. Sorry to state, na almost 99% di mo na marirecover yan. Kaya dapat mag-ingat. And that's the reason why we keep on reminding our visitors, pag yung mga offers sa kanila, too good to be true. Pag-isipan nyo na, no? Use your common sense naman. Ilang beses na namin binabanggit na mag-ingat kayo pagdating yan sa mga online reservation. So I hope matuto na tayo dyan. Sana may kalat pa. So we will continue to post again. Continue informing the public about this.
Thank you very much, Mayor. Quick response from Ma'am Joby.
Yeah, you say, no, responsible tourism is also really knowing and very discerning about your going, no, yung the processes. Lalo na ngayon, digital tayo, but you have to really double check pa din if it's a scam or not. So, if it's too good to be true, then I think kailangan mo na rin mag-isip, no? So, panawagan din natin sa mga turista natin, they really have to check yung mga scam, yung list, no? Like when they book a hotel, make sure that they're also Department of Tourism accredited, no? Because we do accreditation, no? It's a good thing that we were able to increase our accreditation last year, 32%. No? Kasi ibig sabihin nun, if you are an accredited establishment, you have all the legal documents, no, to operate as a business. So kasama yung business permit, and at the same time, yung standards of operation. No? So they follow the standards of operation as prescribed by the national government, and they're also based on international standards. No? So be responsible na that. And then, I have learned that meron tayong I think this is a training that we can be able to do this year for our tourism industry. No? Meron tayong yung Republic Act number 12010 or Anti-Financial Account Scamming Act. No? Siguro, let us be educated on how to, yung address yung mga scam na ganito. So this training aims to equip participants with the knowledge and skills to recognize, prevent, and combat fraud with a special focus on the newly enacted Republic Act number 12010 or the Anti-Financial Account Scamming Act or the APASA. So I think we can work with our Baguio Tourism Council and perhaps the Hotel and Restaurant Association of Baguio as well to conduct this para aiwasan natin yung mga scam, no? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ma'am Joby. Two more questions. One for Sir Tagal. Kay Mayor muna. Mayor, yung pong bisita app natin, if you still remember that app, during the pandemic, after the pandemic,